And once again, we are back live from the experience. And I have somebody different that we're going to talk to. This is a little different type of company than all of the other interviews that I've been doing today. And I have Greg with us here, who's the CEO.
Yep.
I got that right?
Yep. You got
Of
it.
SFY University.
Yep.
And it sounds like it's a college, but from what you've described to me, it's not.
Yeah. So we do, we have a SFY and SFY University, kind of two different sections. One section is we write estimates, and then we also will defend those estimates. So we'll do the invoicing, the collecting, the billing, all that stuff as
That's
well.
estimates for contract.
Yeah, estimate for contractors. So let's say you go out to a job, you do a docu-sketch, a Matterport of the property, and usually you probably either have your in-house guy do that estimate, but we'll go from having the in-house guy do it. We'll do that process for you. So we'll write the estimate, and then if you want us to go ahead and call the insurance company and do the communication with the billing, the collecting, and the rebuild side of it, we do that as well.
Where's the pricing come from? Is that company specific or is it just a general?
It's a general, right? So to do us to write the estimate is going to be 1% of the estimate value or $150 minimum. And then that does scale down. If you get to $100,000, it scales down and kind of trees down a little bit the larger the project gets. Now, if you want us to do the invoicing and collecting, that's a separate fee, and that's 5%. And we'll do all the communication with the insurance company. So total all in would be 6% if you're doing everything.
So the company can focus on doing the work and not
Yes.
having to chase around and get the money
Yes.
back.
Yes, exactly.
As far as the price though of the job and the work that's being done,
Yes.
is that something that the company gets to set and tell you what they will bill for certain things?
Yes. Yeah. So we take your lead and your guidance to what you would like. Obviously, we write the estimate in Xactimate or Symbility, whatever you prefer, and we'll set those. But you're more than welcome to say, hey, look, this is going to cost me more. I need X. We'll make those adjustments to the estimate for you, and then also submit that to the carrier if you want us to fight for that.
So where are you guys located?
Currently, we're located in Denver, Colorado. Highlands Ranch was the south side of Denver. The company's remote. We have about 70 plus employees that work for us, all remote across the United States, and do really well there.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
How long have you been around?
We've been around for 8 years. I used to own and operate a roofing company.
Okay.
And then I owned that for 8 years and sold that company. And then I was really good at the administrative side of it. So I went from doing that to the administrative side of work of supplementing and billing and writing estimates in the roofing side. And then we got a lot of requests to do it in water. So we came in the water side, and now we do roofing and water.
So I understand now your interest in being on the collection side, having a roofing company in the
Yes.
past and chasing people around and get paid.
Yes.
So let's look at this from demographics. You have around 70 people. You cover the entire US?
We do cover the entire United
Do
States.
you go outside of the US?
I have not gone outside the US yet.
How about US territories?
US territories will do. We haven't had any opportunities to land that direction yet for us.
Okay, do your people actually have to go on site or is it all done by remote?
It's all done by remote. So your guys would have to make sure they're going on site and do the proper documentation. So I would say garbage in, garbage out, right? So if we get garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. But if we do good work coming in, you'll get good work going back out.
And what kind of turnaround time is there?
Yeah, we're looking at anywhere between 24 to 48 turnaround time in the estimate side of itself. Sometimes it's 72 if we have a spike in work that comes in. You just give us a call if you need to rush. We can rush that file for you. But the other side is on the invoicing, collecting, you're right around the 15 to 30 day mark. In the rebuild, it tends to be a little longer just because we're also working with you simultaneously as the build's going on. So that tends to be about 30, 45 days. Sometimes go a little quicker. It just kind of depends on the contract and the pace that they're working at too.
So this is the first time we've spoken. So
Yes,
I'm hearing things and my mind is starting to spin question-wise.
go for it. Let's fire them away.
We have something called the Normie Pro Environmental Task Force.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that before or not, but it's really a team collaboration of everybody in the indoor air quality environment,
Okay.
which is everybody here.
Right. Yeah.
Every contractor, every visitor, everybody here is doing something under indoor air quality.
Right.
We deal with disasters also.
Right.
Floods, hurricanes, fire damage. I mean, I'm sitting here listening to you say, well, have crews that are going out and they're going into these devastated areas.
Mhm.
Then they have to take crews off the road to go write up estimates.
Yep.
Where they'd be sending it straight to somebody else handling it remotely.
Yeah. It's by far, I think, in every business, I think you should have a relationship, whether it's myself or another company, that's a third party to help you remote write estimates, because you can't staff for large disaster or large huge spikes in your company. You'll never maintain profitability margins, right?
And that's our purpose for the task force.
Right. Yeah. You just can't. You can't staff for when a hurricane comes into a certain area or a giant loss or a giant flood hits a certain region. Or a huge freeze across a country. Right. You can't staff for that, and learning to use the other resources that are at your fingertips to be able to scale super quick is very important. That's something we do very well. Right. And since we do it across the United States, we're able to leverage our resources across the entire United States. So let's say a certain part of the region is not doing super busy, but another part is, we're able to move that resource much more easier than companies on a local level would ever be able
And that's what I heard when you were talking. That's really the functionality of our task force.
Right. Yeah.
So we will talk offline
Yeah,
about
that's
this a
great.
little bit more.
That's
But
great.
so what else can you tell us about the company? Anything about the employees that you have?
Yeah,
right?
I think there's an element that I think in taking a company and going remote, right? So there's a lot of things in communication and developing and building a team environment that is harder to do in remote situations than would be in person. So this is something I think employees and companies, how do you create value for employees and staff? How do you show value? So this is one thing I think we do really well at SFY is every quarter we do challenge coins. We make these coins. They're nice metal coins that we get made. They cost about $3-4 a coin to get made.
Right.
We get them made and we make all these fun different kinds of coins. I have like a Master Yoda coin. I have, the Goat coin, we have a Guru coin.
So I understand the Twitch influence
Yes.
here.
Yeah, right. So there's
Okay.
all sorts of different types of coins. We have fun names with them. Some are just amazing customer service, that type of stuff. But then we do a card and we send out a card, but then we do a presentation. But this is where initially I did it wrong. So I made the coin. I did a special handwritten card, wrote it out, and I just said, Lance, hey, I want to let you know you did a great job. Here's your customer service coin. Thank you for all your hard work. Right. And that's what it is. And I sent it out and did whatever. But I didn't feel like I had the impact that I needed with the staff to create the right engagement of what all the lift I did. Right. I'm like, I'm missing something. And you would get a monetary value with the coin as well. So I felt like I hit all the check boxes and I did the presentation, but I didn't realize I was missing one of the key things in recognizing employees and staff. Hey, Lance, I want to let you know, here's a customer service coin. What you did with ABC Restoration, how you picked up the extra work, and you made that extra phone call at 5 p.m. the other day and stood online for till about 6 p.m. It's things like that really improve the quality value here at SFY, right? And that's why you're getting the coin, right? So we were missing the why behind
Exactly.
the appreciation, right? And I was talking to a couple of
You're
different people.
reinforcing the
Yeah,
good behavior.
Yeah, the good behavior, right? And people like to see that as a company, we're recognizing and we can see the small behavior. So we had to find the small things of what it is. So if someone said, hey, look, and the employees get to nominate people for the challenge coins. And I'd be like, hey, look, how do you value this person? Just because they're a hard worker isn't going to cut it. What did they do to create the hard work? What was it that they did? We need to tie that to a specific thing. They did something specific that made you recognize it. What was that specific thing? So we can recognize that to the individual and then they see it. So that's one thing I think at SFY, being remote and being able to create the encouragement and develop that. That was one thing I think we did really well.
It motivates your personnel to do the right type of work
Right.
for the customers.
Yes. Yeah. So that's one thing I think we've done really well at being a remote company and trying to create team collaboration and unity within the team and company. That's one thing I think we've done really well at SFY.
So how do
going
people
forward.
find you?
They find us at www.sfyoffice.com.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also find us at sfyuniversity.com. Both of them get to us.
And you're on Mountain Time.
Yes, we work on Central Time because most carriers are actually in Central Time. We move actually all our phone numbers actually in Texas and all that other stuff, but
Okay.
all that stuff. But it's been great meeting you guys.
You too.
You guys doing a great job here at the show.
It's a tough show.
Right.
We're tired.
Right. You work
It's all
grinding
day.
all the time, right? It's a long show. So you guys are doing great.
Yeah,
Good job.
I even apologize. You had to wait a few minutes
Right.
because I was still doing
Right, yeah,
interviews.
you know.
instead of you.
Yeah. So if you haven't been out here the experience, you should come check it out. They do a great job here.
Yeah, we're still here tomorrow. It's an earlier show tomorrow. It's from
Yep.
12 to 3, and then
Yep.
it shuts down.
And it shuts down. So
Nice
well,
meeting you.
nice meeting you, Lance. Thank you.
All right, and we'll
All
have
right.
to chat again.
Yeah, definitely.